Good morning, y'all. Wednesday morning yoga, getting ready to flow with you and enjoy our yoga time on the mat. So whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're here with me on Zoom, I just wanted to welcome you. Go ahead and make your way to your mat in child's pose, and we'll start with a really nice integration this morning. So settling in to child's pose, knees nice and wide, or if bringing your knees together and allowing your body to fold over your folded knees feels better for your low back, for your spine, for your shoulder blades, please go to the place that feels really good for you. We've been talking about essential oils today, and so I wanted to share with you the theme of our practice today is observation, not just observing what's happening with others and how we can make the situation better, but also observing what's happening within ourselves, the chatter that's going on in our own brain, and being having a healthy conversation with ourselves and with others. And to that end, I made a blend of peppermint and sweet orange in my diffuser. And as I was going to my box of essential oils to see what I would put together, I found that I already had a spray bottle full of peppermint and sweet orange. So I've done this one before. Peppermint and sweet orange is really great because it allows the body to be open and receptive. They're very powerful in the olfactory senses. So in child's pose, start to take the time to reach your fingertips forward, crawl just a little bit more, and ease back into your hips. Taking a few more breaths here just to find your way. Observing your breath. Trying to see if, hold on. In my Zoom, a few people are asking to be let into the into the Zoom call. So let me just work this out real quick. See why people aren't able to get in. There you go. Oh, fabulous. There we go. All right. So here we are in child's pose, easing back into our heels, feeling our way into our shoulders, from our fingertips all the way down to our tailbone. Hi Diane, hi Nahida. I'm muting you guys so that we don't get any feedback. But it looks like we're good. All right. Hey. There we go. Now we're cooking with Crisco. All right, I got you muted. There we go. And I will spotlight myself so that I'm the big video. There we go. All right. So if you're tuning in just a little on the late side, I'm diffusing peppermint and sweet orange this morning, and I got a nice kick out of finding this peppermint and sweet orange spray bottle already in my essential oil kit. I was like, oh, look at that. They're really great for concentration and sharpening our senses. So down in child's pose and working out those kinks, arriving softly on our mat and in our practice. Just one more full breath here. And at the bottom of your exhale, slowly roll up to tabletop position. Knees come underneath your hips, hands come underneath your shoulders, And take the time to fan out through your fingertips. Root down into every single finger pad, and then specifically put weight into your pointer finger knuckle and your thumb knuckle. We have a tendency of kind of pushing all of our weight out into the blade edge or the heel of our hand, and that can be really rough on those tender carpals. Inhale, take a soft cow pose, belly button reaches towards the floor. Exhale and roll up, low back, mid back, upper back, arching like a cat. Inhale back to neutral spine. Walk your hands a half to a full handprint forward. Tuck your toes and press back to your first downward facing dog of your practice. Every inhale opens you up and helps you to observe what is happening in your body right now, in your mind right now. Breathing, feeling out. One more full breath right here. Both heels ease towards the floor. Bend your knees, look to your hands, and tippy-toe walk all the way to the front of your mat. Slow and steady, arriving in your ragdoll. Take a super deep bend into your knees and kind of ease your way into your ragdoll. Sometimes, depending on our personal mobility this morning, it may require an even deeper bend. So don't be afraid of it feeling maybe even a little like a squat, right? And then just play with straightening one leg at a time or gently buoying back through both knees, just as long as we're not locking the knees out. And then take a deep breath in. As you exhale, release all of your weight right down your spine and into the crown of your head. Feel free to hold hands on opposite elbows. And if it feels good, maybe take a gentle sway from side to side. Observing how this feels in the hips, how this feels in the shoulders, how this feels in your neck, your cervical vertebra. And if it feels good, feel free to take a slightly more active pendulum, swinging from side to side. Taking the time to observe how your body feels in this pose right now. Slowly coming to a stop, releasing your fingertips towards the floor. Inhale as you roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Coming all the way to your standing mountain, shoulders roll up, back and down. Fingertips reach actively towards the floor. Inhale, draw up, extended mountain, but take the time to pull your shoulder blades down and into place. Now, think about the bottom ribs and try to touch them to the top of your hips. And see how this is activating your core here. Observe how this feels in the moment. Maybe softly bending a little bit more into the knees to find a little bit more activation in the legs. You'll hear instructors say, activate your feet or fire up from your feet. The way that we do that is by rooting down into all four corners of your feet, softly bending the knees, and imagining drawing your arches up and off of the floor. And when you do that, you're going to feel a real fire in your legs. One more full breath in, reach just a little bit higher, and as you exhale, fold forward. Releasing the crown of your head towards the floor. Inhale, take a flat back, bend your knees soft, and step one foot back at a time to your high plank. Take your time, tap your knees, walk your hands back just a little bit. Inhale, take a cow pose. Exhale, rolling through the back, arching your cat pose. Inhale to neutral spine, walk your hands a half to a full handprint forward, tuck your toes and pike the hips to downward facing dog. So that's one version
of moving through your vinyasa, your chaturanga. So we took a very gentle approach, especially for the shoulders and the spine. Bend your knees, look to your hands, tippy toe walk to the front of your mat. Feet inner hips width distance apart. Inhale, take a flat back. Exhale your rag doll. You've already been here once, so you know how to get there. At the bottom of your exhale, inhale as you roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Really taking that healthy movement into the spine. Shoulders up, back, and down. Reaching your fingertips up and overhead. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, take that flat back. Prepare for stepping back, bending your knees deep. Step back 1 foot at a time. This time, the minute you get those feet back there, tap your knees down, point your toes behind you, and slowly lower down. All the way to the mat. Belly button, hips, chest and chin land at the same time. Inhale, take a baby cobra. Exhale all the way back down to your chin. Press back to tabletop. Tuck your toes and pike your hips to downward facing dog. So feeling the difference between baby cobra and flowing through tabletop, as baby cobra from our knees is just a little bit more intense. Bend your knees, look to your hands. Tippy toe walk, or if you have it in your practice, take a big step to the front of your mat. Inhale, take a flat back. Exhale your rag doll. Softly bending into the knees, releasing through the crown of the head. Inhale, roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Shoulders roll up, back and down. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, fold. We're really bringing oxygenation into the muscles today. Inhale, take a flat back, holding on to that core strength. Bend deep, hands to the mat, step back 1 foot at a time. This time, keep the knees off of the mat. Inhale your chin over your fingertips, and then as you exhale, slowly lower down. Keeping our entire body straight all the way to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra. You've already been here before, so you might be able to take just a little bit more. Lift, exhale, back to the floor. Press back to tabletop, tucking your toes and piking your hips to downward facing dog. Bottom of your exhale, bend your knees, look to your hands, tippy toe walk or take a big step to the front of your mat. If you're choosing big step, inhale, take flat back. Exhale, ragdoll. Make sure that every time you take that big step, you're swapping, whether you step forward with the right or the left. Inhale, roll up, ragdoll. Arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, fold. Like a deadlift, we're taking that torso nice and straight. Very good. Inhale, take a flat back. Bend your knees, step back 1 foot at a time. This time we're gonna really bring some power to our chaturanga. Inhale your chin over your fingertips. Exhale halfway down and hover. Pause. Then point your toes back. Inhale up to your upward facing dog. Top of your feet and your hands only. So we're firing those legs up and away from the floor. Tuck your toes, and as you exhale, slowly use core strength to press yourself back to downward facing dog. At the bottom of your exhale, bend your knees, look to your hands, walk, step, or if you have a float in your practice, jump from the back of the mat to the front. Inhale your flat back. Exhale, ragdoll. Inhale as you roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Arms reach up to the ceiling, maybe a slight back bend at the top. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale, take a flat back. Exhale as you step back to high plank. And now this time, hold your inhale. And as you exhale, float right back to downward facing dog. So that is cat-cow, baby cobra with your knees, baby cobra from high plank, upward facing dog, and then just pressing straight back to down dog. 5 different options to flow through your vinyasa. So let's bend your knees, look to your hands, walk, step, or float. Inhale your flat back. Exhale, ragdoll. Inhale, ragdoll, roll all the way up to extended mountain. Exhale as you fold forward. Inhale, take a flat back. Exhale as you bend your knees, hands to your mat, step or shoot back to high plank and flow through your vinyasa. Breathing as you move, observing what feels right in your body in this moment. No matter where your body needed to go right now, we all arrive back in downward facing dog. At the bottom of your next exhale, bend your knees, look to your hands, walk, step, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, ragdoll. Inhale as you ragdoll roll all the way to standing. Arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Very nice. Holding here in your forward fold, maybe heel toeing your feet a little farther apart. Just about hips width distance, which I always like to say feels like about 2 fists distance. Bending deep into your left knee, maybe even taking your left elbow to the inside of your left leg, lengthening the right leg, extending out through the crown of your head, and then if you like, you can twist open towards that right leg. Really nice IT band stretch here in the outside of the right leg. One more full breath in place. Wherever this work takes you, observe how it feels in the hip, in the outside of the right leg, in the torso. Is the belly releasing and letting go? And are we kind of hanging in there? Can we find a little bit more core strength in this very moment? At the bottom of your next exhale, slowly roll back to your fold, bending into the right leg, lengthening out through the, bending into the right leg, lengthening out through your left. Take your left arm to the inside of the left leg and slowly start to twist open. Twisting forward fold, incorporating the IT band, really nice hip work here. 2 more breaths in place. At the bottom of your exhale, slowly release back to your forward fold. Inhale, take a flat back. Bend your knees deep, hands to the mat, step or shoot back to high plank, and then slowly flow through your vinyasa. Observing your body as it moves, observing your mind as you move your body. We have a tendency of talking ourselves out of it sometimes. When you arrive back in your downward facing dog, inhale your right leg up nice and straight, keeping the hips stacked towards the mat right now, and just lengthen out from your hands all the way through the extended right leg. Now, stack your hips and bend your right knee, twisting single leg, downward facing dog. Can you see if you can observe into your left heel just a little bit? And of course, our heels don't have to completely arrive on our mat, but that's the direction that we're moving in. Take one more full breath in place, and as you exhale, slowly twist back to center, bring the right knee towards your chin, press away, and step down. Inhale right up to high lunge. Exhale and sink in. Finding your way into high lunge, and this might require some observation on your feet, right? Do you feel like you're walking a tightrope? Can you heel toe the right foot out a little farther towards the right edge of your mat? Or maybe bring your left foot out a little closer to the left edge. Pressing into the front knee. Again, more hip opening. But make sure that that hip opening isn't coming at the expense of the low back. So drawing those lower ribs down towards the top of the hip. And as you do that, you should feel even more through the quadricep on the left stepped leg, right? Arms can reach up and overhead, or goalpost, cactus arms, or you can reach your arms back behind you and take a bind to open up the chest. There's so many ways to utilize your arms here. Or maybe prayer pose is where you are. Not passive, but active by pressing into the palms, like we're trying to meld them together. Shoulder blades pulling down and away from our ears. Just one more full breath in place. And at the bottom of your exhale, inhale as you turn towards the left edge of your mat. Toes point towards your corners, heels ease in, goddess pose or horse stance. Ease into your heels and check in with the knees. I'm going to turn this way a little bit so you guys can see me. So I want my chest lifted. I want my knees tracking with my toes. And especially, I think we're feeling so much less much less flexible, much less mobile. And so sometimes these knees have a tendency of going here. This is really hard on our knees, hard on our ankles. So we want to point those knees out. If that means walking the knees in and not being quite so deep, walking the feet in and not being quite so deep, then please go there. Go where your body needs you to go. Wherever you arrive, let's bring our elbows down towards our ribs. Inhale up, lengthening the legs without locking out the knees. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, draw up. And then this time, as you exhale, bring your hands right down to your heart center. Take your left heel and step it out to be parallel to the back edge of your mat. And then ease into that left foot. Lateral lunge into your left leg. Inhale up, goddess or horse. Exhale, lateral lunge. So the real key here is turning my heel. Inhale up to goddess. Exhale, lateral lunge. Inhale up to goddess and hold. Exhale as you rotate around to high lunge. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, your hands come down to frame your foot and hold for just a second. Peel the right foot off of the mat. Extend the leg back behind you. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, flow through your vinyasa. Whatever that means for you in this moment. Everyone meets back in downward facing dog from wherever you went. Fingers fan. Ease down into your shoulders so that the crown of your head reaches towards the mat in between your thumbs. Not necessarily so that your chest reaches towards your legs, right? That can be really hard on our tender shoulder girdles. One more full breath here. And at the bottom of your exhale, inhale your left leg up nice and high. Find that length from your hands through your torso and out the left heel. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, stack the hips open and bend the knee. Twisting single leg downward facing dog. So this is where you're observing how this feels in your body. How does this feel in your shoulders? Can you make adjustments by pressing weight into the pointer finger knuckles externally rotating the upper arms, sinking down deep into your shoulder blades and not letting your chest fall towards the right leg. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, pull the left knee through towards your chin, press away and step the left foot down. Inhale right up to high lunge. Ooh, I almost fell over. Exhale as you sink in. Whew. I don't know about you guys, but I'm working hard today. So of course, just like the other side in high lunge, you have opportunities to observe your body in place. Now we haven't done this side yet, so oftentimes where your feet need to be, where your torso needs to be, how we're gonna make that connection with the low belly, all of this is different. So sometimes we are really good at observing when we first arrive on the first side, and then we get into the second side and we want to push right to where we were. So take the time to work it out for yourself, to really listen like a good friend listening to a story. Your body is trying to tell you the story of how this feels right now in this moment. Again, you have many choices with your arms here. Just demonstrating a few. Just one more full breath. Checking in with the blade edge of your intensity to find right effort. At the bottom of your exhale, inhale as you prepare to move. Exhale as you roll open to your right side. Toes point towards your corners, heels come in. Horse stance is also known as plie. Knees point in the same direction as the toes. Heels right underneath the knees. Chest is lifted, shoulder blades pull back and down. Inhale to float up. Exhale to ease down and in. Take the time to work out the details for yourself on this side. Now, bringing our elbows right down to our ribs. Inhale up, reaching, opening up through the ribs. Exhale as you pull the elbows down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Nice. Inhale up. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Inhale, draw up. Exhale. This time, as you inhale and draw up, prepare for that lateral lunge by turning the right heel back towards the long edge of your mat and then sink in with your exhale. Inhale up to horse or goddess. Exhale, heel turns, lateral lunge. Inhale up to goddess. Exhale, lateral lunge. So really, our focus is on that rear heel and pulling it into place and then stepping it back so that we can lunge safely. Inhale up, find your expression of horse, of goddess. Last one. And exhale. Inhale to goddess, horse stance. Exhale as you rotate around to high lunge. Inhale in place. Exhale as your hands spiral down to frame your foot. Pull the left foot off of the mat. Press, lengthen back. Inhale your chin over your fingertips and slowly roll through your vinyasa. High to low, baby cobra or up dog. Everyone exhales back to downward facing dog. Taking 5 breaths here to work out your body in space, to observe the beating of your heart, the breath in your lungs, the life in your body. Last full breath. And at the bottom of your exhale, bend your knees, look to your hands, walk, step, or float to the front of your mat. Heel toe your feet together, big toes touch, an inch between your heels, and inhale right up to your chair. Exhale, sink in. Breathe into your chair. Breathe into your body, into your physicality today. Observe with curiosity. 2 more full breaths here. At the bottom of your exhale, inhale all the way into your left foot. Right knee comes up with you as you come up to mountain pose, single leg. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, send your right leg back and start to tip forward into warrior 3. Breathe. And if a wall is necessary here to make warrior 3 approachable for you, make sure that you're taking what you need, and then you can play with just fingertips, right? Just holding on to that wall for a second, and then when you have your balance, letting go. Balance is just another word for core strength. Deep breath in. Using your exhale to send your left hand towards the floor. If you don't have a block, you can also use a water bottle here underneath your left hand, and then twisting your torso open to find half moon. If you have a hand on a block, just watch out for those tender carpals. I always like to use my fist instead of a flat hand, because I'll tell you, every time I use a flat hand, I feel it almost immediately. I think it's all the gardening. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, start to rotate back towards your warrior 3. Bend into your left knee, bend your right leg, and bring it to the mat behind you. We're gonna come into Lord of the Fishes, coming right down onto the mat. So my left leg is bent and underneath me. My right foot is on the outside of my left knee. Now take your right arm around the left knee. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist in. And maybe you can even take your fingertips to the mat behind you. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Very nice. One more full breath here. Feeling this really nice gluteal stretch on the left leg. Slowly coming back to center and rolling up onto the left foot. Untuck, bring the right foot on the outside of the left. Find yourself in ragdoll. Taking just a few breaths here to work it out. Let go of the back, let go of the hips. Releasing fingertips towards the floor, heel toe the feet together. Big toes touch an inch between your heels. Inhale right up to chair. Exhale to sink in. Engage through the inner thighs to find those knees coming together. 5 breaths in place. And we oftentimes have a tendency of kind of zoning out when we're working hard. And chair is certainly one of those poses where we are working really hard. So instead of going somewhere else, dive in, observe more. Can you observe your toes, your ankles? Can you observe your knees? Observe your ribs. Observe your breath. One more full breath here. And at the bottom of your exhale, bring all of your weight into your right foot. Inhale the left knee up, finding your way here. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, start to tip forward, warrior three. Taking a few breaths, finding your balance. Last full breath. And if you don't have a block, you can always use a water bottle or just play with balance. Right hand on your block. Inhale, open to half moon, pressing away with the left leg, with the left foot. See if you can find a greater line of dynamic energy from the crown of your head all the way through the body, through the leg, and out the heel or the toe. One more full breath in. And as you exhale, start to rotate back towards the mat. And then bend into the right leg, bringing the left shin right to the mat and easing right down into half Lord of the Fishes. So my right foot now is on the outside of my left thigh, bringing my left hand around the right knee. Inhale to lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale to twist in. Breathe and feel. Observe your upper back. Observe your lungs in this compressed place. Just one more full breath here. And slowly release. This time, just unwind those legs and bring your legs to crisscross, easy seat. Lotus position. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale. Take the biggest inhale that you can. See if you can really open up through those lungs. And as you exhale, open your mouth and just let it out. Again, inhale. Really take in as much oxygen as you can. Open your mouth. One more time like that. Inhale, make it deep. Open your mouth. Returning to an easy breath. Taking a quiet moment, a silent moment to observe your body. Observe your heart. Observe your mind. Closing your eyes. Be right here, right now. Along the theme of observation with curiosity, I found this great quote by Harper Nichols. He writes, "May you always be the one who notices the little things that make the light pour through. And may they always remind you there's more to life and there's more to you." Inhale your arms up and overhead. Hands come together. Bring them right down to your heart center. And you can stay with prayer hands or take your hands right onto your heart. Feel the energy. Feel the vibe of your body. That beating heart, that breath, that pulsing vibe is who you are. Take a deep breath in. Give yourself a bow. Namaste. Great practice, you guys. Oh my goodness. Now it's over here. Whew.
Thank you.